Hello, everyone. This is Rod from Diaspora, kicking the bobo. It is a great Sunday afternoon. The sun is down. It's about 75 degrees. It's looking good, feeling good. I'm sitting on my deck. I just got through grilling, having a good time. Before I get into the video, I would like for you to subscribe to my channel, you know, help a brother out. you know I got some good content that I be sharing, good information. I think so just subscribe. But what I want to continue to talk about is this so-called war between the continental Africans, the Caribbean blacks, and the American blacks, ADOS, African Americans, or FBA. I answer to any one of them. I'm not too much familiar with ADOS, but FBAs. I don't. They say they have a philosophy of hating Africans and Caribbeans. I've never met one that hated Africans or Caribbeans. They just have a philosophy that they don't want to sit back and take a lot of stuff from different people. In other words, you can sit back and insult us, and we don't say anything about that. We just got to sit back and take it and don't say anything. Well, that's not going to happen. As you know, roasting is a part of the African American culture. It is something that we started a century ago. Well, we roast people, and we're very good at roasting people. And I think we're the best at roasting people. So we tend to be funny at it, really good. It starts when we're children. I think that's why, a lot of times when we were younger, I remember a lot of the continental Africans would come here and they would get roast. But it was a part of the culture. We didn't understand that we were hurting their feelings or doing damage to most of them. Heck, I got roasted when I was younger. I'm light-skinned and I got called an African booty scratcher. I just started roasting back. And after I started roasting back, guess what? They stopped roasting me as much. But, it continues on. Roasting is a part of the culture. It wasn't nothing personal. If you roast us, we laugh and get it over with. Your mama jokes. Oh, I was good at your mama jokes. Really good at your mama jokes. So it's one of those things. And you got a lot of continental Africans that were traumatized by that. And I can understand that. They didn't understand the culture. They didn't understand what was going on. So they grew up. I've never seen an adult male or female roast an adult continental Africa or Caribbean. If they did, it was probably just in fun, but it happens. But the thing about it is about respect. It's about respect of what we created, what we did, and we're not going to turn it over to anyone. We're not going to allow anybody to do it. It's about respect. If I go to Sierra Leone or Liberia or any other African country, which I have never went there insulting anyone in that country because I had to respect what they created and what they did. Unfortunately, here when the Caribbeans or the continental Africans come here, they tend to disrespect. They tend to tell us we don't have a culture. They tend to say things that we have already done and set up. They tend to say that we haven't, not knowingly, which I think they do, thinking that they started everything and that we all broke and we ain't got no money. African Americans are not broke. You send your best 10% here to deal with our lower percentage, because our best 10% outnumber you tremendously. Now, the same thing would go with Africa. There's over 1 billion people in Africa. I would not go over to Africa thinking African Americans can outdo Africans. The numbers are just unbelievable. Just can't. So you can't come here thinking that you can outdo us. It's just not going to happen. It's not. It's just not going to happen. But, and I understand that African Americans right now want to delineate, they want to separate. I'm not for that, because there is forgiveness, there is a way out, and it comes with respect. Unfortunately, I see a lot of videos with a lot of Africans still continuing to disrespect. Maybe they're doing it just to get subscribers. I don't know. But they can't believe what they're saying. They can't. I think they're doing it to antagonize. I think they're doing it to make us respond, or they're doing it out of fun. Because I refuse to believe that they can believe that. I can believe some of them believe it, but most of them, I don't believe they believe it. We're just a race of people that did a whole bunch of stuff that we are proud of. We are very proud of what we did. I totally disagree with a lot of the African Americans who go over to Africa talking about how bad it is for African Americans here in America. And of course, racism exists, but the way they sound, that we ain't doing nothing. And I can understand why a lot of people believe that America is bad because of the way they sound. I listen to them and I go, I can believe that happened to some people, but not all of us. Not all of it. They say a police stop a black man and he gets shot. That's not happening every day. It happens. But that's not happening every day. Racism does exist. But when you believe that stereotype and you bring it here, we tend to feel that, you're disrespecting us. And if you keep disrespecting us, what we say is, hey, why don't you go your way and we go our way? Remember, we were here in this continent across the ocean by ourselves, and we survived by ourselves. So don't think for 1 minute we can't survive without you. We have. You never helped us do anything. Anything. We did it by ourselves, and we achieved. And with that achievement, it helped you all out. It gave you a way to come here and to achieve. But I was watching a video where a person was insulting us, saying that, they're coming here and they're outdoing us. You're not outdoing us. You might be outdoing some people, but you're not outdoing the whole African American people. No, you're not. And y'all make it sound as if though all of you are making it. No, you're not. Some of you, a lot of you come here and you fail. Some of you, it's true, you come here and you do succeed. But that doesn't mean that you are out succeeding us. If you think that, then hey, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say if that's what you think, that you're outdoing us, because you're not. Don't you realize that there are $1.7 trillion that flows through the African American community, not the African American community, but the African Americans who were born here, the FBA, so to speak, or the ADOS. That's more than most countries. So no, you're not. We are more than just basketball players, football players, and baseball players, entertainers, rappers, and actresses. $1.7 trillion just don't come from them. No, it do not. But here's what I suggest that we do. We need to come together, create a forum where we need to get together and we need to talk. And we need to talk about how we can get rid of all these stereotypes and come together with each other. And here's the thing that I don't like is when we want to wait and make sure famous people do this. No, when famous people become a part of a movement, that's when I would say it gets watered down. We don't need that. I'm gonna start walking because my neighbor turned on the lawnmower. So what we need to do is we need to just come together, create a forum to talk about this. Because I believe that if we come together, then we can make it. All of us coming together, creating a forum, talking it out, coming together, making that money. Because we can. We can do whatever we want to do. Those of you who think I'm right in reference to creating a forum to come together and talk about these issues, hit me up. Send me a message. I'll message you back. And then let's just create one. Let's figure out how we're going to do it. That means that the continental Africans, the Caribbean blacks, and the African Americans get together. And we talk this over. We talk about our stereotypes. We talk about our non-stereotype. We talk about what we like about each other. We talk about what we dislike about each other. We talk about what can we do in order to get together and do wonderful things, because I believe we can. You know what I'm saying? I believe we can. We can do wonderful things. Coming together is a great, beautiful thing. Because guess what? It's not going to be like this always. And it is inevitable that we come together and talk about it. Because I get tired of getting on, watching videos and all of a sudden somebody insulting us. Now, most of the times it's not the African Americans insulting. Now, don't get me wrong. We can insult, and we do insult, but, I don't know. Let's get together. Let's do something about it. Creating a forum to talk about this stuff. Because, hey, I still go to Africa. I love going to Africa. I spend money in Africa. Hey, I invest in Africa. So don't look at me and say I hate Africans. I think Africans are dumb. No, I do not. I think Africans are smart. I think Caribbean blacks are smart. I think we're all smart. I just say stop disrespecting our legacy. If you stop disrespecting our legacy, then we all can get along. But if you don't stop disrespecting our legacy, there's no getting along, because nobody wants to tolerate disrespect. And here's the thing. It is up to the continental Africans who hear the Africans with this disrespect to correct them. Because if they disrespect, that means they don't like us, they don't believe in what we're saying, so they're not going to do anything about it. And it's up to the African Americans to stop the African Americans from disrespecting the Africans. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see more videos about that. You disrespect, then we need to get on there and we need to show them that, hey, we don't believe in that stuff. And let's get that trust back that we once had. Let's get that trust back. All right? So, with that, I would like for you to subscribe to my channel. All right? If you subscribe to my channel, then, I will introduce you to some things that I got going on for those of us who are 45 and older. Doesn't mean that you have to be 45 and older, but that's what it's being created for. Because as older people, we got to protect ourselves because the government is not. And we can't depend on our children because of the economy to give us what we need. But with that, subscribe to my channel, Diaspora Kicking and Bobo. Hey, thanks. Bye.